Well, hello, my friends. This is Friday already. Um, I, my days run together, so it's up to me. I'm gonna try to put 2 or 3 videos a day together. But right now, this is the only video I'm gonna do today. But I had a friend at work. He told me I should, suggesting teams to cover my predictions for the year, and he said, "Why not Colorado?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, that's cool. I mean, I can do that. My beloved West Virginia doesn't play Colorado this year, which I wish it did. But the strange thing about Colorado is half the people hate Deion Sanders, and I like Deion Sanders. I like his brashness. Hell, he hasn't hurt nobody. You know, sure he might be cocky at sometimes, but he's not a bad guy. By the way, people who say that shouldn't throw stones at any glass houses because um, he's never been in trouble with the law last time I checked. He gets good players. He's a good recruiter. And a couple years ago, Colorado only won one game. Last year they won four, so it is improvement. They started out 3-0. They got in the top 25. They beat what did they beat there? They beat TCU, which was in the top 25 at the time. And so it's like, well, where is all the hate from Deion Sanders? I don't get that. I do not get it. I mean, they got two potential top. Next year's NFL draft, there's at least two players on their team that will probably get drafted in the first round. His son Shador and Travis Hunter, and it's like, you know, and I'm looking at their schedule here, and if they don't go to a bowl this year, there's something wrong. But there's no question they should get to a bowl this year. And I mean, I wish he would come to Morgantown this year because, man, that'd be exciting to see Deion Sanders at Mountaineer Field, maybe next year. But anyway, let me go through game by game their schedule this year and see how they do. Last year they went 4-8, which was an improvement. Even though they started at 3-0, they ended the season 1-8. That's not good, but they had so many close losses last year. USC was one of them. I mean, Stanford was one of them. And I saw the Stanford game. I think they had a big lead and just fucked up in the fourth quarter. So, and there's other games they should have won. Arizona and they even gave Utah a game last year in Salt Lake City. So, anyway, here we go, game by game, Colorado this year, and they started out with North Dakota State. I know North Dakota State's FCS. Although, if you've seen my videos, North Dakota State should move up to FBS. Believe me, they could compete with anybody. And they should be in the Mountain West or some conference like that. So North Dakota State should move up, but that's a different topic for another day. I have them winning that game, but I'm telling you right now, they're not going to win by more than 7 points. North Dakota State can play, but they will start out 1-0, or they should. So then they go to Nebraska. Oh my God, they beat Nebraska last year, pretty handily actually by 22 points. But it's in Lincoln. Lincoln's usually a tough place to play. Even when Nebraska's down, Lincoln's a tough place to play. Shit. But I have Colorado going in Lincoln and beating Nebraska. Another tight game. Colorado probably ain't going to blow out nobody this year. They're not good enough to blow out anybody. But I also don't know if they will get blown out. So I think they'll go in Lincoln, Nebraska and win that game. I like Matt Rhule as a head coach. I still think they're a few years away from competing in the Big Ten. So I have Colorado going 2-0. Then they go to Colorado State in Fort Collins. Colorado State sucks. I know it's a rival. Anything can happen in rival games. They're going to win that game. But it'll still be close. I still don't think they're going to win by more than 2 touchdowns. So, hey, they should start out 3-0 like they did last year. Let's hope if you're a fan anyway of Colorado, hope they keep that momentum going instead of sliding like they did last year. Then they host Baylor. Baylor's one of the worst teams in the Big 12, or at least they were last year, and I think they will be this year too. Dave Aranda, he's a dead man walking as a head coach there. So they'll win that game. Probably one of these shootout games, 45, 42, something like that. But they'll win 4-0 Colorado. Hell, that might get them in the top 25 right there. Then they go to Orlando to play Central Florida. They were the Golden Knights. I think it's called the Knights nowadays. But Orlando is a tough place to play. I tell you what, that's one thing about Central Florida I respect. They got a pretty good fan base. I have them losing in Orlando, so that will be their first loss. Gus Malzahn, man, he's recruiting great, and I have them losing their first game. So 4-1, 4-1, but still, hey, you got it rolling. Colorado sort of just took a little slide there. Then they host Kansas State after that. Kansas State's one of the favorites to win the Big 12 this year, and I do definitely think Kansas State will go into Boulder and beat Colorado. Kansas State can beat you at home, on the road. They're just solid, and I can never figure out Kansas State. They don't get the best talent in the world. I mean, they get okay players, but they know how to coach them up, and I have a lot of respect for Kansas State and their fans. They got a good fan base, and seem like they come up with a quality team every year. So I have Colorado dropping to 4-2. Then they go to, man, they get a tough stretch here. Then they go to Tucson, Arizona, another team. Is one of the favorites to win the Big 12 this year. I know they're breaking in a new coach and all that, but they got a fine quarterback down there. And I've seen a lot of Arizona games. It can get loud there sometimes. It really is loud there at times. I think it don't hold like 55,000, but man, they really get into it. What does it say? I forgot what it says on their field, but it's like. So I respect Arizona, and another close game, but Arizona should win it like they did last year against Colorado, 3 points, something like that. So we're talking about drops Colorado to 4-3. Not because I think Colorado's bad. It's just they're in a tough stretch right now with the schedule. Then they host Cincinnati. Cincinnati should be bad again this year, and I think Colorado should win by a few touchdowns. So now they're 5-3. I'm not going to talk much about that game, Cincinnati. Now they're 5-3. So they're one game away from being bowl eligible. Believe me, that's a huge improvement for Colorado. And I also I don't think Deion Sanders is going to be at Colorado long. I mean, if the Florida State job would open up, which it won't anytime soon because Norvell's a fine coach, or maybe an NFL job would open up, oh, he would take it in a fucking heartbeat. And why not? He's not going to be stuck in Boulder, Colorado. Now, don't get me wrong, Boulder, Colorado is beautiful and all that. And Colorado has won the national championship, I think, back in 1990. But he's not really a Colorado guy. But he'll move on to the next best thing, and he should. He's got to look out for himself, and his family. I don't follow him in that. Anyway, what does that make him? 5-3. Then they go to Lubbock, Texas. Also, a really, really tough place to play. I don't think Texas Tech is as good as they were a few years ago. So this is going to be a shootout, like 50-49 or something like that. I have Colorado going in there and winning in Lubbock, although that's a toss-up. Texas Tech could beat them, and I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm going to go with Colorado on the road here. 6-3, you're bowl eligible. Way to go, Buffs. Then they host Utah. I know they gave Utah a game last year. Utah's another team that is actually favored to win the Big 12 and favored to probably get to the playoffs. I don't know if that'll happen. Who knows? I know it's in Boulder. Should be, of course, a sellout, but they're going to lose that game. But it's going to be another tight game, maybe by 7 or 8 points. So I have them dropping to 6-4. Utah's they're just, Kyle Whittingham, my opinion, is the most underrated coach in America. He is, of course, he's a BYU alum, but he is, I don't know, undervalued in my opinion. I think he can get a job anywhere, and they'd hire him. I have a lot of respect for Mr. Whittingham. He's a great, great coach. I don't think enough people talk about him. So, and they got a great fan base. And anyway, they'll lose that at home, I think. So that drops Colorado to 6-4. Then they play Kansas, another team. Some people have them competing for the Big 12 championship. I don't. They're going to be good. They're going to win like 8-9 games probably, but I have them losing that game again. Kansas, yeah. Lance Leopold, another great coach. I don't know how long Kansas is going to keep him, but because he's a good coach. He's another coach a lot of teams would like to have him. So I have him losing that, even though that's a toss-up game. It could go either way. A lot of these games are kind of toss-up games, really, for Colorado, because I think they're going to compete against every team. Anybody have them losing that game to drop to 6-5. Then they play Oklahoma State at home. Again, there's like 7 or 8 teams that could win the Big 12, and I think Colorado and Oklahoma State's in that mix. I don't see them winning that game, even though it's in Boulder. And sadly, I like seeing them beat Oklahoma State. I'm not a big Oklahoma State fan. So 6-6 is what I have Colorado. They could be 8-4. They could be 9-3. I would not be surprised. I don't think they're I don't think they can win more than 9 games. But 6-6 is. I'll be honest with you. I think 6-6 is reasonable. I mean, and I have nothing against Colorado, and I have a lot of respect for Deion Sanders. Um, and I think Shador is going to be a great. I think he's a pretty good quarterback. He just got to, you know, keep away from the injuries and stuff, which is not easy. It's football. You're going to get hurt. But 6-6. But like I said, I like to, you know, bring it up a little bit to 8-4. But I just can't right now. If they can just win a few of those home games, we're talking about a different season. But anyway, I think 6-6 is fair. And on my next video, I'm gonna try to do. I will do 2 videos tomorrow, 2 prediction videos tomorrow. One will be Virginia. I've been talking about them for a couple of days now. Why Virginia? Man, well, I don't know. I don't know. Just a random team I want to pick. Nobody really gives a shit about the Cavaliers. That's another team that probably should drop football altogether because they're just awful. But I'm going to do them anyway. They're our border state. You know, why not do them? So I'll do them tomorrow, and then I'll do some other team. I have no idea, but maybe another Big 12 team, maybe another Big 10 team. Hell, I might do Eastern Michigan up the road. Hell, I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you tune in. I got 40, but I need to get 100 before September. Please help me with doing that. And as always, and happy heavenly birthday to my dad. He would hopefully be proud of me. Anyway, this video, as always, is dedicated to Jamie. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you for everything.